Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO Y35, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and the tricks you can do on this device. So to start off, let's open up settings. From here, we're going to begin with the display category, so display and brightness, and in here you can find number one, the dark theme. So when you enable it, obviously it turns on the dark mode. And if you tap on a text, it also gives you options for something like a sunset to sunrise, meaning that the device will switch between light and dark mode based on like time of day. And also you have a custom one, which will allow you to specify exact time at which point it will switch. So no longer will you wake up at night, unlike your device, just to be flashbanged by it. Now moving on to the next option, it's going to be the screen refresh rate, which is also under the display section somewhere right... Where was it? Oh, there we go. Screen refresh rate. So we have smart switch, we have 60 and we have 90 Hz. So you can choose whichever one you want. If you plan to prioritize battery life only, then I would probably recommend selecting it to be 60, but if you want to have nice smooth animations, it's like motion when you're scrolling through pages, then smart switch will be the best option because it will utilize 90 and also 60. So whenever the image is stationary like it is right now, I assume it's dropping at 60, quite possibly even lower. But when you want to move it up and down like this, it will automatically switch to 90, giving you that nice buttery smooth animation. Now moving on to a next option, which is also under the display, it's the status bar. This will allow you, or exactly the notification method, this will allow you to switch from icons, which would normally just clutter your status bar, to something like numbers, which will compile all the notifications that you have and just give you a single number of notifications you have. Or you can just completely remove them altogether if you don't want to see any of them, giving you a nice clean look on your device. Now still you won't be able to remove the other ones like alarm clocks, sounds and stuff like that, so unfortunately you can't have like super clean one, but still a nice alternative anyway. Now moving on to the next option, it's going to be associated with RAM. So let's scroll down to RAM and storage, and in here right at the top you will find RAM, and you have this weird looking thing which is 8 GB plus 8 GB in total. So in a way you have 16 gigs of RAM, but what it does is it utilizes your internal storage, the storage that the device comes with, which in this case is probably like 64 gigs or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, I'm just guessing, but you know, the storage that you just normally keep data on, like music, photos and so on. So 8 GB of this is just cut out and used as RAM. Now this will allow you to have kind of like a virtual RAM, so if your phone needs it, it can utilize it. It won't be as good as the dedicated RAM is, the dedicated 8 gigs. So if you're using the additional 8 of it, it might just be a little bit slower, not as good. But still, if you need it, it just is there to save you. But why I'm mentioning this right here is because if you start running out of space on your device and you need it like right now, whatever storage you need, then what you can do is actually disable the extended RAM. This will give you back the 8 gigs that it took, and you can just do whatever you need it. And 8 gigs of RAM in general is plenty enough to get you by till you, I don't know, can enable this once again. Now, I'm not going to be disabling or enabling this right now just because it would require me to reboot the device fully. So it would take a little bit of time. Okay, so moving on to the last option that I want to show you, is going to be the simple gesture navigation found under the system navigation. And as you can see, I've been using the 3-button navigation for this entire video, but you do have option for gesture navigation, which removes the 3 buttons and substitutes it for this tiny little bar right here. And the way you navigate through it is by swiping up and holding, which will take you to recent, swipe up quickly to go home, and also swipe from either side. As you can see, it brings up this little panel to go back. So there we go. Now with this being said, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.